What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 582nd episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Hannah.
I'm excited for the DLC, or at least as excited as I'm gonna get.
Raving reviews right off the bat. Greg is also here. I'm not going to recover from that one. It's like the most honest situation. It's the DLC's coming, I guess. Don't get me revved up. Hello, everybody. I'm back from Dragon Con. Hello to everybody who saw me at Dragon Con. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi and coming to my shows and stuff. It was wonderful meeting you all. And if I missed you or you had a thing, I tried to get there. It was chaos. I learned a lot about what Dragon Con is, and boy, it is an event that is wild. Is it something you want to go back to? I mean, yes-ish. Our panel was standing room only, which was absolutely great. Like, our live show went really, really well, and that was wonderful. And the stuff that I did attend was good, but the lines... Okay, so they had a vendor hall that was 4 floors. The line to get into the vendor hall was 3 hours. What? I went into the vendor hall, and I was literally telling people, don't wait. There's nothing here. You can get it online for cheaper. The artist room was great, but I didn't think that it was worth the 3 to 4 hour wait to get in.
And they didn't separate the artist's room and the vendor hall?
No. They were in the same building.
Yeah.
It went up and down, and then around the building, and then into a parking garage, and around the parking garage, and then in. And people would just stand in line. I'm like, oh boy. That was like the opposite of PAX. It was very spacious and very spread out, and there were also multiple floors, but there was lines. Obviously, if you wanted to play a game early or something, you had to wait in line, but if you wanted to spend money, there was no line to spend money. they would take it very quickly. The Nintendo place had a line to shop.
I was flabbergasted at the wait. We got in line, and we had waited probably 40 minutes to get to one point, and then we were crossing the line, and we looked at the other guy, and he's like, so I've been in this line for an hour and a half. And we're like, okay, well, we're out. Because we don't even think you're halfway. So bye. I don't care. There's nothing in there that I want.
Well, speaking of waiting, you won't have to wait much longer for new Pokemon in Pokemon Sleep. That was a pretty okay transition, honestly.
Okay, describes it.
This is our last podcast before the DLC. What the DLC will bring, we don't know. Really, the trailers. I feel like the Pokemon Company is good at marketing their stuff, as in they're honest in what you're getting. You go back and you look at like Legends Arceus marketing, and you're like, oh, that was exactly the game you advertised. I think a lot of people, myself included, want some surprise, right? I think we all want surprises. Like, we all want to be surprised and delighted. Even with some of the spoilers that Twitter, now X, just forcefully shows on you because you just log in and they're like, here's the For You page, and here is like the top post we're just going to show you. And you're like, I didn't want to see that early.
See, I actively have been blocking people and muting certain terms. Also, I don't go there very often, so I have actually not. I know there are leaks and rumors, because there always are, and I'm not going to cover my stance on leaks and rumors. But I surprisingly haven't seen anything beyond the trailers and the page. Like, I really have not seen anything.
I think the thing that I would want is like, I tried to say this on my Twitch stream, and everyone was like, Apricorn balls. I was like, no, that's not the point I was trying to make. Like, I liked that the Cramomatic was a surprise.
And I
Yeah.
liked that it was something to do with the items that you collected, and people were trying to figure it out. Fast forward to, like, there wasn't that many different item combinations, but it was still, like, this huge... Like, I want something like that. Not... Here, let me be clear. Not something that makes apricorn balls, just the concept of something that was like, what is this contraption? And it doesn't even have to be something that makes anything. It's just that, like, walking into the room being like, what is this? And then everyone was obsessed with it. I want something that everyone's like, oh, they didn't advertise this. Another thing would be like the Diglett. There was what, like 150 Diglett or something like that.
151.
People were like, oh, like, what happens at the very end? I still think the reward
Was
for
bad.
the very end of that was bad.
It was bad. It was so
But
bad.
it was fun. The finding the Diglett was fun.
Yeah, I just wish it was like a t-shirt or a crown or something that you could, like, go into a max raid battle and be like, oh, you did the Diglett thing, not like the 6IV. I think, was it not a 6IV Diglett that was the
Yep.
final prize?
Yeah, that was.
There was the island that, like, kept giving you mints every day. That was really cool. There were, like, the rocks that gave you feathers every day. There was the big whale lord that everyone saw, right? Like, these are... I'm just listing a bunch of things that, like, they didn't advertise that everyone did seem to freak out about. So I hope, like, if the DLC is as good as the Isle of Armor / Crown Tundra, I don't know, some people like one over the other. Plus, there's what I just described, like, these little things. I think it'll be really good. I'm excited to catch 100 Pokemon again. I could move them over from bank or home, but I like catching Pokemon. Like, I like the, oh my gosh, the Sudowoodo. I think Sudowoodo's actually already in the game.
Anyways, back to Pokemon Sleep, because we still have a section on DLC later. We just took a whole...
We took a side tour. All right,
let's get a side tour down DLC lane when we should be on Sleep Island.
Let's get sleepy together. Okay, so they're bringing 2 new Pokemon to Pokemon Sleep for whatever reason they're doing that. They're bringing Mr. Mime and Mime Jr., and they're coming to the Cyan Beach.
Yep.
I feel like I'm saying that word funny. That's the second area of Pokemon Sleep, so as long as you probably played for a week or two, you've probably unlocked this. It's not terribly hard to unlock the second area. But that, they said they had a lot of Pokemon and more were coming. I don't know if I like the drip feed of this, but maybe it's just like a one-off thing.
They also wouldn't have been my first choice.
No.
But I think that having more psychic-type Pokemon is a good thing, since types do affect some of the things like berries that you get.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it means everyone's playing on the beach this week. Did they say if this was like permanent or if this was like 1 week only? There's to be quite frank, not a lot of websites are reporting on Pokemon Sleep.
It sounds permanent.
Yeah, my guess is that it would be. I guess that's just what I assumed, but I hadn't actually...
Yeah, it doesn't... I don't know that... Nothing they've put out said that it was limited time.
Yeah.
And I tend to think the Pokemon Company says if it's for X amount of time. So I feel like these are permanent editions. Unlike, I think, the upcoming Halloween event probably will be temporary because they're saying it's a Halloween event just around the Halloween time. And like everything that I've seen from the Sleep press release says they will debut September 12th and there's no end date given.
I'm seeing the 11th in the evening, but other than that, yes, Monday evening. Nothing is saying that these will stop appearing. So this is an interesting way to introduce new Pokemon.
Yeah, I've done a lot of my sleep without going to
Bed.
resources. I know that without going to bed. I've been doing sleep with my eyes open. I've done a lot of sleep without like diving super deep into like the min-maxing optimal, these are the best Pokemon, get all your EVs, don't ever evolve them kind of thing. But I did go to the Pokemon Sleep subreddit recently, and the thing I do see is none of them like Cerebee's reporting on this. They think that Cerebee's wrong constantly, and they have their own Google Docs. They have their own like resources that are constantly getting updated. I don't know if this is a thing where Mr. Joe Sarabee is done with like Sleep and has moved on, just like the DexNav in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. There were resources that were much more accurate than Sarabee was. I don't know if Joe was ever going to go back to DexNav to try to figure that out. So I don't know if it's one of those cases, but the Sleep subreddit has definitely come together and was like, nope, Sarabee says this is our results, here's video proof, here's photo proof, like, don't go to Sarabee for Pokemon Sleep stuff. So if you I guess if you want accurate Sleep, go to the subreddit, and there's a Google Doc of a lot of numbers, and it is updated multiple times, and Sarabee has not, so they're very into their Pokemon Sleep over there.
You can get very into the game. It's really detailed, surprisingly.
So I have not sit down. I have the Google Doc that it literally updated like 2 days ago. Like they have updated the things. I have it bookmarked. I have not sat down and actually like, you know, I didn't put my glasses on and pull out my pencil and my calculator and followed along. But
what is on it? Like what?
They have like deeper recipe stuff. Like I guess there are like there's the basic recipe, like 5 milk and 10 soybeans, but they're saying like, well, if you do these item combinations, you have a higher chance of getting this. They have like, these are the EVs you should evolve or should not evolve. Like they have calculated that berries are actually more beneficial than actually making any meals. So they're like, put these 5 Pokemon together to maximize your berries to get to Ultra faster. I think Sarabee was saying that your pot size would max out at like 40. They're like, no, you can max it out at 50 with your Dream Shards or whatever. Obviously, you get the end of the week bonus. They got a lot going on over there.
Well, good on them.
Yeah, no.
I will. I'm so interested in this spreadsheet because so many of them are not good.
I will send you the spreadsheet.
Send me the spreadsheet. Let me see how nerdy people are.
There are 27.5 thousand people on the Pokemon Sleep subreddit. So.
And that existed long before we actually were positive that Pokemon Sleep was going to be a thing. I will say that. I've been following it for a very long time.
Yeah, so that's cool. I don't use Reddit as much anymore with the whole like third-party apps and everything. So
Yep.
Reddit and Twitter are no longer on the homepage of my iPhone, and there's actually studies that show like if an app makes it to the homepage of your phone, you are like 5 times more likely to like open it or whatever. I'm just making up numbers right now, but no, there's real studies about this.
There are studies that say it's more likely don't go with what the percentages are just being tossed out.
Yeah. So, and because they're no longer on my home screen, I don't use them. Like more than 5 years ago, like 8 years ago, I think I removed Facebook from my iPhone home screen, and then I deleted it off from my phone altogether. So if I want to check Facebook, I have to use a computer, and it was by far one of the best decisions of my life. I think Twitter might be next. I can still access Twitter, obviously, by going to like my folder or whatever garbage folder I threw it into.
Yeah, Facebook and Twitter in a folder. I just don't go to Facebook. I mean, it's in the folder that's on what I consider my home screen, which is actually my second screen. But I look at it and go, no, I can't with that today. I can't. I don't have the mental fortitude to go into Facebook today.
I think the if I had room on my home screen, I think Pokemon Sleep would make it there. It is what I predicted it was going to be all the time, all along, which is like they want you, the Pokemon company wants this to be one of the first apps you open when you wake up. And it was one of the last apps you close when you go to sleep. Like that is so desired in the app ecosystem to be a touch point for mobile usage of like first app opened, last app used.
I mean, it's not that, but I do rely on the fact that my phone knows when I use that app. So when I pulled on to search, it puts it in the row of 8. And I'm like, okay, you know, when I would pop this open, I'll pop it open, I'll do my things and close it and move on with my life.
That works. You could also do what I do and have different home screens for different times of day and different days of the week, and they just automatically change. It's great.
Oh, okay. First off, that sounds
okay.
awesome. The amount of
cannot.
discipline you need to set that all up is
It's
too
less
much work,
than it used
Hannah.
to be. It's less work than it used to be, I promise.
Less work is still more work that I'm willing to put in.
If I can copy and paste other people's like,
I mean, I have a home screen that shows up before I go to bed, and that just has all the sleep apps, and it's great. They're all just right there. I don't need to bother.
I mean, I literally, for the probably 17,000 apps that I have on my phone, I would argue that I use 6. I could pare this down so hard. I don't. I have a games folder full of games that I have not touched in probably 5 years. Do I want to get rid of it? No, because what if
you're on the toilet and Clash Royale is calling your name?
What if I hear the call of the Hog Rider and
That's
I'm
right.
suddenly forced to go back in? No, like Slack, TikTok, Pokemon Masters, Instagram, Snapchat. That's pretty much.
We're still using Snapchat?
Look, you are not a part of my community where Snapchat is very vital for certain transactions.
Mr. Mime transactions. You know he's coming to Pokemon Sleep.
Hey, he's coming to Pokemon Sleep, but he's going to be on the Blue Beach.
That's true. The shiny Snorlax beach. Which
Except
isn't
not
shiny.
every time.
Except not
And it's
always
not
shiny. It's confusing on that beach. Because I should call it Chaos Beach because nobody knows it. Look, I just finally unlocked the 3rd island today, so...
Don't go to it. It's just Geodudes.
It's not just Geodudes, and the music is amazing.
This game has music?
The music on the 3rd island is incredible, and I want to be there all the time, but my Pokemon aren't a high enough level yet.
That would require me to take my phone off silent for the first time in probably 15 years. A thing that will never happen.
No, the only time I ever took my phone off silent was when I played Clash Royale because you had to hear.
You had to hear that.
Yeah, you had to hear the units that were hiding behind other units.
Did you chastise William Anderson for the end of Community Days and Go Fests when he turns that phone on loud and puts on all the Pokemon Go music and sounds just to torture us all?
No, I genuinely think the Pokemon Go sounds are ear-piercingly bad.
They are, and he turns it on at the end of the day. It's like the bar flipping on the lights. It's
That's
drive
because
us all home.
he wants us to tell him to leave so he doesn't have to be the one that leaves.
It's true.
No, I cannot believe after 7 years of Pokemon Go, they still have like the same. Oh, it's terrible. Have you ever
pretty
listened to
bad.
like Go Battle League with the sound on? It's like mirror, 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 mirror,
no.
and you're
No.
like, what is
No.
this?
So my earphones glitched on my walk the other day because I had the sound off. And I was listening to my podcast and I was doing some dumb thing I had to do for that game. And suddenly it started playing the noises and I'm like, why are you doing this to me? This is literal torture. I am I am calling somebody to complain. How dare you suddenly start playing these sounds to be over the podcast because it didn't kill the other one. So I had these people talking to me to these. I'm like, this is madness. I'm not going to survive this walk. I have to stop and restart my phone.
It's awful. The Pokemon Go sound is just so bad. Speaking of Pokemon Go, let's get the mobile stuff out of the way. The community day for Grubbin is Saturday, September 23rd from 2 to 5. You will need a magnetic lure to evolve Charjabug into Vikavolt. It's saying that you will have 5 hours after the event to get the fast attack of Volt Switch, so you don't have to like panic evolve or I don't know. Hopefully people are putting down magnetic so you don't have to spend your own money. There will be $1 research. There's 3 times the catching XP, 2 times catch candy, incense for 3 hours, 1 additional special trade. Trades will be 50% less Stardust. Hey, speaking of special trades, that is not a bonus for Classic Community Day. And because the season rotated out, I did my 1 special trade on Classic, and then I was like, oh, it's Community Day. We get 2 special trades. That's not a bonus on Classic. That was one of the most disappointing things. Look, Pokemon Go can very much disappoint. There's no shyness in their ability to disappoint you, but I feel like the days you do trade are probably around and or actually on Community Day, so only having 1 special trade it felt kind of bad.
I completely forgot it was a thing.
The one other cool thing about the Grubbin Community Day is that it's not just Vikavolt that will be getting the special attack. Charjabug will also get the special attack if you evolve Grubbin into Charjabug, because Charjabug is particularly good for some parts of PvP.
Oh, that's cool. I like him. Mm-hmm. He's a little cube.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Community Day, and then there's like an Oddish Research Day that's coming. That is Sunday, September 17th from 2 to 5. If you're lucky, you may encounter a shiny Oddish. Those will be the field research that you get from the disc, the photo disc. So you spin, get the research, do the research. Maybe it's Oddish. Good luck. That's fine, I guess. Oddish
Research
seems like
days are pretty good.
Yeah, they're fine. It's just like the Pokemon never seems like that terribly exciting, but another Gen 1 Pokemon.
But they went all in on Oddish in the last week after
It has been nothing but Oddish.
after the TCG animated series ended, which was very good, by the way.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very good. And I watched
Paths
all
of
of Ash's journey, so I'm done.
You're done. You finished it all.
I finished it all.
Before we get to Ash, last bit of news here is they put out a $5 Palmy Research. Hannah, how do you feel about this?
It's $5 for the backpack, is what it is. I mean, the research exists, but it's just if you want the backpack. And I mean, it's a cute backpack, but I'm not going to get that.
It's not even like research though.
You have to walk.
Sure.
That is the new tagline of Pokemon Go. You have to walk.
Look, I'm a sucker.
Yes.
And I like to give Pokemon money. This is no surprise. I spent $35 on a Cramorant skin in Pokemon Unite. Like I've been here.
Have you decided to come back to get the new Cramorant skin that's part of the Battle Pass?
Yeah, I will literally buy the Battle Pass and then not play it because it's like the first unlock.
It is the first thing unlocked.
It's cool that they did a Cramorant Battle Pass, but I don't know, DLC's in like 3 days, so it's not like I really have time to get into Unite again. This is what you're getting, though, for $5. You're getting 2 encounters with Palmy. I'm pretty sure I can see 2 Palmy in my house right now, for the record. You're getting the backpack. You're getting 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 rare candies. You're getting 1 incubator, not a super incubator, just a regular one. You're getting 10 silver pin-apps, 921 Stardust. That's because it's Pokedex numbers, 921. And 9,210 XP. If you don't finish it by Friday, September 15th, you get no backpack. There's a possibility here that you spend $5, not finish this research, and not get the backpack. I want to repeat that. There's a possibility when you spend $5 and not get what you paid for, which is already overpriced.
What does the
Timed
backpack
research is
look
the
like?
worst thing.
It's like
It looks like a Palmy that's riding on your back.
Yeah. It is very cute. No one's denying that. No one can say the backpack isn't cute. It is cute.
And there are even some poses you can combine with it that will actually make it visible in your avatar when other people look at it.
I like the backpack. I would wear the backpack. I think I'm wearing the Kecleon backpack right now in Pokemon Go or whatever. I think that was like $2 or something. I don't remember. There was like a Halloween research last year that came with like the avatar holding the lantern or something like that.
Yes.
And I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
say that was like $5. But also that quest line was like pretty long. I remember like getting past the first part and being like, oh, okay, cool, second part. And then being like, oh, another part? Like,
Oh, this is never going to end.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, oh. And I remember it being limited as well, I'm pretty sure, where you had to finish it within like a week or something to get the lantern pose, which I think the lantern pose was cool. Like, I knew going in that I was like, okay, cool, I want the lantern pose. But that, like, when I say, like, oh, I didn't realize it was kind of long, like, I enjoyed it. It was something to do. Like,
Yeah.
this is...
When
this
the
is-
research is actually sizable, it can add enjoyment to the game. This is walking. That's just it. And it's one step, and then you're done.
Oh,
yeah, and it's... Like, I don't even... it's almost like insulting.
I mean, because it's timed, it's probably good that it's not too long. Paid timed research is really one of the worst. I don't know. There are a lot of...
What if you paid for research and it wasn't timed? Like, there's like 2 different discussions here. One, you're paying for something that is so... It feels so much like an afterthought. Like, yep, here's just 1 incubator. Here's a backpack. By the way, you can get the backpack in the store like a week later, right? Which, what is it going to be, like 500 coins?
Yeah.
I could just spend that and then not walk. And then sit on my couch and be like, I have the backpack. I didn't
But
walk.
then you won't have the little line in your completed research list.
Yeah, that's true. I'm actively updating my LinkedIn for every completed research I did.
I probably should.
But I think the bigger discussion is, like, why are we paying for, like, I understand a battle pass. A battle pass is like 90 days. You get multiple rewards on the track. This is $5. Get it done by Friday. If you don't get it, the one actual thing of value in here, the backpack, it's gone, and then it will appear in the store where you can actually buy it again. Like, what is happening?
It's not.
I know they laid off 200 people, but who hit publish on this? Who did not like look at somebody else and been like, maybe we should respect our players like by 5 extra %?
That does not sound like the company I've been dealing with for 7 years.
Even the Galarian Mr. Mime, which was like $8. You got a Mr. Mime, you got like the pose. You actually got other things that were like added up to $8. Like I remember Greg and I broke down the math, and Greg was like, I'm not going to use these items, and I'm like, I'm going to use these items. But here, the things that you break down are what? 1 incubator.
Yeah, but
10
the backpack on its own
backpack.
is going to cost $5.
Yeah, I guess.
That's pretty much it. It's the backpack and the incubator.
It's not great.
It's
I don't
a
get
line
why
in
there
your
wasn't
completed research.
why this wasn't at the start of the Paldea event, and there wasn't something to go along, because the Paldea event's 2 weeks, right? Mm-hmm. So why wasn't this backpack the start of
'Cause
last week?
The second
know,
week is the Palmy.
Yeah, I get
But-
that, but like like getting a Palmy backpack like 7 days early is not ruining anyone's enjoyment of Palmy coming to Pokemon Go.
I don't know. There's still a lot of people whose first introduction to Palmy is right now. They've never seen it before.
Yeah, I guess. I did an Instagram poll. 18% of people said they were buying this backpack, which is too much.
That's too many. That's too many percents.
That is too many percentages of people giving Niantic $5. I just want to say.
Oh, here. Send me $5. I won't complete anything for you. It will be just as disappointing, but I'll have $5.
If I want to buy research and like force myself to play a game, I just want it to be like enjoyable. I want to enjoy the game I'm playing, I guess. It's fine though. I got a couple big Lechonks. I was pretty happy.
The
I got a
XP
huge
bonus.
chunk, I think.
The XP bonus on the current event is really good. I will say that. It's great.
Yeah, it's like 4 times XP, 4 times Stardust or whatever.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's good. They're last thing before we go to break, Mr. Brandon Tan, which if you guys do not know who he is, I believe he still has the most XP in the entire world for Pokemon Go. He was not the first to level 50. That was somebody else named Fleece King. Brandon is from Singapore originally, and I guess he was at Mall of America yesterday. I did not know this until somebody who does not live in Minnesota told me, "Are you going to Mall of America? There will be a golden lure party." And I was like, well, this would have been nice to know a week ago, because I am not close to unlocking a golden lure. But that's fine. I could probably swing by for like a half hour or an hour, because the golden lure lasts half hour. I was a little late, and I would not say that 4 stops at Mall of America having golden lures was a party. It's more than one, but that probably could have been better advertised, and or I maybe like message some local communities. I don't know how busy this dude is. He has the most XP in Pokemon Go. Maybe could have asked some of his community to message other communities to actually try to organize something
Ahead of time enough that people could actually get the lures. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, I was a little late, so maybe they started early, because they said they were starting at 2. I got there at like 2:29, and so maybe they were popping their lures at like 1:45 or something, and the first batch already so maybe I only saw the second batch, which was only like 4 or 5. But that was a bit disappointing, to be like, oh cool, a last minute golden lure party. Oh, that wasn't I was literally going to text Greg and Will, but like I didn't know until 11 p.m. that night, and I was like, oh, Will's going to be mad at me if I text him at 11 p.m.
He'd be asleep, but it wouldn't have happened.
He would be asleep, yeah. And then if I text him in the morning, they would have been like, you didn't give me enough time. And it's like, I literally found out. So that was a bit of a bummer, but I think that dude's like traveling to other places to do the same thing. So I don't know, if you follow him, I don't know, maybe check out his Twitter.
I don't even know who this person is.
So he was the first. I think he was the first person to level 40 in Pokemon Go. He has the most XP. I think he still has the most XP, but we did talk about him on the show before, Greg. He was banned from Pokemon Go for 30 days because people would. He started a service where if you paid him money and gave him your Pokemon Go account, he would play for you. So you could be like, here's $40. I would like a shiny Reshiram, and you would then give him your login, and then he would get you a shiny Reshiram. Keep in mind, you still have to provide the raid passes, and you had to like fill up your account and then give it to him. That's on several levels against TOS. The first one being you're not supposed to share your accounts. The second one is you are not supposed to pay people to play Pokemon Go for you. So he did that for quite a while before. I think he did it for a year or two before Niantic finally banned him for 30 days. I think
That's an awfully long time to let that continue.
Sure is.
Yeah, you know, I don't think, you know, this is the same company who just put out a $5 limited time research for a backpack. You know, so, you
Hey,
know,
you get a backpack for just walking. What more do you want?
I don't think they have all their ducks in a row when it comes to that, you know, doing things in a fast order. But, all right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about some Ash and some DLC and whatever else is on the docket. So we will be right back. And we are back from our break. So first off, there's a free Cititan that is available. You can add they say special Cititan to your team. This is just yes. This is to celebrate. What's it called?
Paldean Winds.
Paldean Winds.
Yeah, it's really good too.
It is.
This is a level 50 Ferocious Mark, Cititan the Rampaging, with a password like a flute that will expire August 31st, 2024. If you're thinking August 31st, this next year, you got a whole year to get this Cititan. Unfortunately, it does not come in a Cherish Ball, which is a bit of a bummer, but it does have a personality mark, which is normally a 1 in 100 chance of having. But because there are so many personality marks, it's hard to say, like, I specifically want this one. So there is, again, there is some rareness to that, especially if you like to mark hunt. You probably don't have one. Now you do. So we don't need to get into the argument about rarity here, but you can make a case for it being pretty rare compared to a shiny Pokemon. And why don't they give a shiny Pokemon? They just gave you a shiny Arcanine like a month ago. Calm down. That was a shiny legendary. The legendary Pokemon Arcanine.
Yeah, it's in the Pokedex.
Do we know how many episodes of Paldean Winds there's supposed to be? Is that 4?
I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say 8, but I have no basis for saying that.
Yeah, for some reason my gut says 6, but I also have no basis.
Bulbapedia is saying 4.
Okay.
Oh, real short.
But Path to Peak was also 4.
Yeah.
So I'll wait. I watched Path to Peak when all 4 came out. I watched all Path to Peak. I watched it all.
Did you watch Hisuian Snow?
No, I did not. I feel like Path to the Peak had it appealed to me a little bit more because I used to play competitive TCG.
And it was
Hisuian Snow
100% accurate as far as I could tell how competitive TCG goes.
Yeah, correct. Everyone fist bumps you and has a great time. Hisuian Snow, I don't know. I don't see people dying in the snowstorm.
Nobody dies technically.
It's good. It's sweet.
I'll get around to Hisuian Snow.
Yeah, you
But
will.
I'll wait. I'll wait for. Because how long is the first episode of Paldean Winds? 10 minutes.
7 hours.
Easy.
No, it's like 10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe 11.
So like sitting down and watching like 40 minutes was felt very easy for Path to the Peak.
The voice
Yeah,
acting in
Hisuian
Paldean
Snow
Winds
is
is really
just
good.
sitting there, it won awards.
Yeah, I just gotta sit down and do it. I can't watch 2 Pokemon animes in a night. You think I'm supposed to finish Path to the Peak and then jump over to Hisuian Snow?
Yeah, because you're in the Pokemon mood.
Oh, it's true. my mistake.
I mean, isn't it like only 3 episodes and they're like
think it's 3.
10 minutes each? It was like 30 minutes of your life.
You can't go over the hour mark. I was under the 60 seconds. The 60 minutes. Speaking of anime, we'll jump from anime to anime here before we get to the Scarlet Violet stuff. Part 4 of Pokemon Ultimate Journeys, the series, is now on Netflix. Spoiler off Pokemon.com. Ash is officially world champion. Feels like it's been like 3 years.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Part 4 is now on Netflix, concluding Ash and Pikachu's adventure with a special collection of episodes called Pokemon to Be a Master. You will go down memory lane in 12-episode collection featuring old friends, Misty, Brock, Team Rocket. Wait, does Tracy appear?
Yes.
Oh, all right. I'm assuming Silent?
Yes.
Silent? What's about the guy with the backpack? The invention guy. Clement.
No,
There you go.
Clement does not appear.
Oh, they did Clement dirty. I thought everyone loved X and Y. What about the guy with the Charizard that destroyed Ash in the tournament? I think his
Wasn't
name
he
starts
in
with
the
an A.
Masters 8 and they didn't battle?
Oh, was he in the Masters 8? Look, we just discussed I'm very far behind in anime stuff.
Apparently.
I'm kind of
I
done
mean,
with
Ira-
Ash already, so
Iris was in the Master 8. Or
Iris
right
is in the
before
Master 8. Yep. I have watched all 12 episodes because I don't have a job, so what am I doing with my life? So I just watched them. I will say I found the opening credits sequence surprisingly emotional. Having been with this anime for way too long, they picked some very good moments to put in the thing. You're like, oh, I remember that. It's like a nostalgia hit that I found very emotional. I think, okay, you know how there's filler episodes?
Oh, yeah.
This is 12 filler episodes. Really, it is. I will warn you now, they aren't doing anything groundbreaking. They aren't doing revealing untold Ash secrets. It is.
Wait, he's not in a coma?
He's not. Surprisingly, no. Although there are things that you're like, huh. Okay, you did that. Sure, right. That was the weirdest thing you've done in a while. Overall, as a way to say goodbye to a character, how they focus and portray Ash in these 12 episodes is, I think, probably one of the best character send-offs a show has done. They really do a good job of reminding you why Ash was a good main character and what Ash brought to the series without really getting they're all light. Like you don't need there's not plot. There's not plots. There's nothing happening.
is just the opening sequence emotional, or is all of the thing emotional?
There are times where there's emotional parts. I think the final saying goodbye to sort of everybody, which is actually episode 11. Episode 12, I need people to watch it to verify what I'm thinking they did. But
There's no marriage sequence between him and Serena.
No, nor Latios or Latias, which I'm just surprised he's just going to be a dirty dog his entire life. They do a lot of really nice things and do a really good character study for Ash. But again, you don't have to pay a lot of attention to what's going on because it's pretty much standard filler episode plot lines, right? Like, I mean, literally, first line of the narrator is, which Pokemon are we going to meet today? And that's literally all the episodes are.
I still think like maybe it's me. I mean, Greg and I, we even though Greg is older than me, we spent the same amount of time with the anime, right? Like Hannah too, I'm assuming. But I I just feel like they just dropped the ball on this send-off so hard. The fact that we knew that he won feels like a year ago, and then they did that send-off earlier this year for Japan, and it was like on all the televisions in Japan of like him winning and everything, and like we just got it this past week, and it like even we're reading a Pokemon.com article. Like like there is no fanfare around this because they already did it.
They already did it.
But they did it to one country in the entire world, which you could maybe argue is the most important country for the Pokemon anime. But I don't know. It just feels like that was a moment that the world could have shared together.
Yes, I agree with that.
And it didn't happen.
No.
So it was like 25 years of like 25 years for Japan, but like 26 years for everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I think sort of having it be a worldwide cultural moment is gone. I do think that part missing as if you've watched, like, and I haven't completed every anime series, but I've been watching that anime for ever since it first came on, right? Like, there are parts that I've skipped. Like, I still haven't finished all of Sun and Moon. I do think, like, if you have ever sort of watched the anime and just have had Ash as a part of your cultural background, this is a very excellent 12-episode way to say goodbye to this character for now, right? Like, they close it out. You're like, cool. That was nice. It was good to see what made Ash Ash and what's good about that character, and they did it really well. Although I do not care for Misty's new voice.
Oh, I didn't know they changed it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's different. It sounded very different to me. And I was like, it's okay.
This is off just Santa Cruz Skateboards.com. Apparently there are new skateboards coming that are not Bear Walker skateboards. These are skateboards, which, I mean, so are Bear Walkers, but Bear Walkers are more like cruisers. They don't have like a nose or a tail. They're flat. You can't really, I mean, I'm sure somebody could pop an ollie on a cruiser, but it would be a lot harder because
they got skills. They're blind bags?
Yeah.
They are.
What? 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 How? Why? What? What are you doing?
There are a lot of options, too. There are 15 different options.
15?
Oh, wait, 20. 20, because there are gold ones.
Because there's gold ones.
There are 15 different. They say silver prismatic rainbow glitter foil with silver metallic paint plus 5 special gold foil edition variants with black and metallic gold ink over gold metallic foil.
Which is $1.99 each? Like, what the heck?
You know, okay, am I just not smart? Because they say 8-inch random skateboards in blind bags. Are there 2 skateboards here? Are there little skateboards in blind bags? And then are there big, actual usable skateboards? Because I feel like 8 inches is pretty tiny. As somebody who has 2 skateboards on my wall right now, I can tell you that they're not 8 inches.
I mean, what's the standard measurement for skateboards? Is it the way they are across or the length?
Are we measuring skateboards by the width? Like, that's why I'm like, am I not smart? As somebody who used to skateboard,
There's a photo
I don't
at the
remember
bottom
that
of
type
someone holding up a full-size one, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like looking at pictures and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a full-size skateboard. And then I'm reading it and it says each blind bag is 8-inch random assorted skateboard. I'm like, 8 inches is that's like a tech
okay,
deck.
so I've gone on to some website, and the riding styles are listed by deck width.
Yeah,
So
the
it
rest of
says-
the Santa Cruz website is too.
7 to 7.5 is narrow. 7.5 to 8 is medium. 8 to 8.5 is ideal for street transition terrain, and 8.5 and up are wider decks, great for transition skating, bigger street tricks, pools, and just cruising. So, yes.
I've owned like 6 skateboards in my life from like 13 to 18, and I don't own any skateboards anymore.
Except the ones on your wall.
Except the ones on the wall. That's true. I've never heard people measuring it by width. I mean, I'm not doubting it. Obviously, Greg just read it. I just never heard. Like, I would just walk into a skate shop and be like, "That's the one with the picture is the one I want." Right? Like,
I guess the length is the thing that's standard, and then the width is the one that varies.
Yeah.
Unless it's a
I have no
longboard.
clue. I mean, yeah, I'm seeing the pictures of the guy holding the bag,
The giant
the blind
bag.
box bag. Okay, but this is backwards to me in the sense of like, I would love to get Bear Walker on. I've talked to him for a little bit, and he said he wants to be on. I feel like the first question I would ask him is, how many people actually ride your skateboards? Because I feel like the majority of people buying Pokemon skateboards are hanging them on my wall. Case in point, I have 2 on my wall right now. And I don't really want to ride them because they're $250. One was a gift. One I purchased with my own money before I got the gift because I really genuinely wanted to know the quality of the board. But, like, I don't know how inflation has hit the skateboard world, but you can go to a skateboard shop. There's lots of them in Minneapolis, and you can get a whole skateboard for like $100.
Yeah.
It might not be like the best deck in the entire world, but also like if you want to get into skateboarding, it's a relatively cheap hobby compared to
A lot of
buying
things.
a brand new bike. But like bikes are very expensive.
Bikes are very expensive.
So like no one is buying, well, I shouldn't say no one. There's probably somebody listening to the podcast. No one is buying a $250 Bear Walker skateboard to be like, "Yep, this is my in.
This is how I'm commuting to work.
This is how I'm getting to my 9-to-5 job every day on this Bear Walker." Okay, so you're paying $250. You're getting exactly what you want, Bear Walker, and then you're probably putting it on your wall. This is an actual like traditional skateboard.
Mm-hmm.
It has the tail, it has the nose, it has the 8 inches, which apparently is what the standard, I guess. These Bear Walker skateboards look like 9 inches wide. But you don't get to pick because it's blind box. And then, which is like, fine, I guess. Like, I would love to just be like, I would like 2 Mewtwo skateboards, one for my wall, one to actually like skateboard, because that would be cool. To like, like in my head, I'm like thinking of like, do I like skateboards? I would like one to keep, and then I would like one to ride. But you don't get a choice. It's blind bag. And then on top of that, they're doing 5. There's an Eevee, a Gyarados, a Charizard, a Pikachu, and a Mimikyu that are gold, which again, cool. But you've just destroyed the market, right? There's not somebody who's just not going to sit on September 13th. Let me double check here. September 13th at 9 a.m. EST. That isn't going to try to buy as many as possible to then put them up on eBay, right?
Yep.
So I can't. So the actual skateboard that you would maybe want to do they have prices here? Do we know
They don't
how
have
much these
prices.
are?
No.
I am hunting everywhere for a price. There are
all
no
the
prices.
all the other boards on their website are between $60 and $110.
Yeah, because that's how much a skateboard deck should be. Now that's just the deck. To be fair, that is a normal price for a deck. So I'm sure there's like some Pokemon tax here. Like, I feel like the cheapest deck I ever bought was like $60. And then when you buy trucks and you buy wheels and bearings, it usually is about 100, 120. But also, like, your trucks will last longer than like 7 boards. Like, your trucks are going to last forever. The only things you're probably replacing are wheels and bearings at that point. So, like, besides the board, the trucks are going to be the most expensive. Trucks are probably like 40, 35 to 40. I don't know. Again, I haven't bought a skateboard in like 10 years. But your trucks will last forever, for the most part. There's no way these aren't like $100 blind box, right?
I would guess at least.
Yeah, I would probably say Pokemon tax given a blind bag is going to be $100. I would be surprised if it was lower because they know they can charge that. I mean,
so they have Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, and then Pikachu, Mewtwo, Magikarp, and then Mew and Gengar, and I think that's all 20.
yeah.
So Gyarados and Mimikyu are only, and Eevee are only gold, and then Pikachu and Charizard are gold, which that makes sense. I'm looking at these, and I would legit want to buy. Like, I think the Mewtwo one looks sick. I think the Pikachu one looks sick. I think if I opened up the Ivysaur, I'd be like, "Where's my eBay profile login?"
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
I don't want Ivysaur. Like, I'll take Bulbasaur, I'll take Venusaur, but like, I don't care about Ivysaur. I don't care about Charmeleon. Like, I would, if I opened up Charizard, I'd be like, well, that's going straight to eBay, and I'll just buy another one, because, like, I know the Charizard one is going to probably be the best-selling one besides Mewtwo and the gold ones. Like, the Magikarp one looks tight.
Is that also Snorlax? Did we say there's a Snorlax? It looks like there's a Snorlax. I'm trying to look at the.
Oh, there is a
bag.
Snorlax, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want Snorlax either. Like, I get enough Snorlax in Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah.
Like, I think these boards
I've
look so good.
Yeah.
I love the way they look. I'm so into them. But there's no way they do. Also, they're doing, like, clothing, too. Like, there's, like, 4 shirts. There's, like, 2 hoodies. There's a hat. I love this entire collection. No way it's not sold out in seconds.
Oh, in
when this goes up.
seconds. I don't.
Also, what is Pokemon's obsession with skateboards? Is there some huge crossover between Pokemon fans and skateboards?
There's nothing I really want in this apparel collection. I think it's fine, but there's nothing in here that I really want. Also, I have a sort of thing where I don't want the main focus of the shirt to be Santa Cruz.
Yeah, it's the thing that they do with any crossover.
Yeah.
It's the brand they're crossing over with a Pokemon slapped on top of it.
Yeah, this is not thrilling to me. I mean, I will say that the Bulbasaur
one
is cute, but again, the thing that takes me out of it is the Santa Cruz part.
Santa
Charmander
Cruz is a
one-
really respectable skateboarding company.
Yeah. And they have made their logo look different on the different shirts. Like the Charmander one, the logo's on fire. That's kind of neat. The Bulbasaur one is really good.
I'm curious if a certain selection of these are going to stores or if it's all just going to be online.
There is a find in store button.
There is.
Yeah, it says where to find Pokemon and Santa Cruz in the U.S. And it's showing, we here in Minneapolis have a lot of skateboarding.
There are a lot.
But there's like... This is also DLC launch day, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like sleep in, so then when I wake up, I can like stream for like 12 hours. Also, for the record, I will be streaming the DLC on launch day. You're hearing it. I was planning on starting it at 2 p.m. Central Time on Twitch. This is going live at 10 a.m. on DLC day, which is like, I want to like...
Well, it's going live at 9 a.m. Eastern, so it'd be 8 for us.
Oh, 8. Oh, my gosh. I don't want to get up at 8 to try to buy a skateboard and then be disappointed. We don't even know how much they are.
We don't even know how much
Nope.
they are.
Their product page goes to a 404 not found.
Is this going to be also one of those things where I like try to add a skateboard and then like, oh, I want the hoodie as well, but it's like, oh, you should have just added one.
Yep.
You because you clicked 2 extra buttons, you've taken way too long.
Got to get the skateboard first and then
Yeah.
go back for the clothing afterwards.
Buy the skateboard, complete the transaction. Buy the clothing, complete the transaction.
Hope they have free shipping.
They don't.
Speaking of DLC, the DLC is supposed to. We have some confirmation, I guess. This is right off Sarumi. It says the Pokemon Company International has given release timing for the DLC Teal Mask. It should release as a patch in the morning of September 13th in Japan, indicating very early hours of the morning for Europe or late night September 12th for Americas. We will cover the DLC in full of the release. Please check back. So
Sports Illustrated lists times, and I don't know where they got the times.
oh, don't worry. There's a bunch of YouTubers that are just like, here are they just it's a 10-minute YouTube video about
Yeah.
time zones. That's all it is.
Yeah, and it says, okay, well, it's releasing 10 a.m. Japan time on September 13th. And I'm like, where did you get that from? Where did you get that specific number from? Because it's 8 p.m. Central Time, if that's true. But I'm like, where did you get that number from? Where did
Yeah,
that come
no,
from?
there's a bunch of people that are just like, oh, it's 10 a.m., which is a good guess. But like, it's still a guess. But the articles that are like, yep, 10 a.m., which is 8 p.m. Like we just, where did that number come from?
Yeah, where did you pluck this thing from? Because a lot of people are reporting that, and I'm like, cool. Cite your source, please. What?
This is the whole the Teal Mask is supposed to come out in summer. Okay, well, so summer starts on June 14th. I don't know what's the date. Somewhere in June, and then it ends in like September. Like it's just we're just making up stuff. Then at nowhere, just to be very clear, nowhere did they give a time. I literally read you what they said, which is off Sarumi. I read you exactly what they said, which is it's planned for the morning of Japan time. And we do know for sure that it does come out for everyone at the same time. That's just how DLC works. But I would love to know where people are. I mean, there is no I would love to know. They're just making it up.
They're making it up, right? I mean, sure. Like 10 a.m. is solidly morning.
That's a solid morning
That is a
time.
solid morning time. Why you've picked it? I mean, sure, you can't say that it's early morning, and you can't say that it's late morning, early afternoon. 10 a.m. is pretty much, yep, that's morning.
And if it comes out at 11 a.m., that's still morning. You just got to move your time zone slider one over. And then what if it comes out? What if there's an issue? What if it comes out at 12, which is technically noon? They lied.
They lied. Well, they lied and we stormed the castle.
Yeah, So we. It sounds like if you're in America, it'll be here on Wednesday.
It'll be here Wednesday in the evening.
No, Tuesday in the evening, technically.
Tuesday in the evening. It'll
but-
be
but-
here
but
by
it-
Wednesday
Almost
morning.
for sure by Wednesday.
Yes, for sure by Wednesday. And you know what? Sure. That's just, if Sports Illustrated said it, it's got to be true.
I'll save you the YouTube clicks right now. There is not a single YouTuber out there that has more information than what we just read. They are just. I'll make the video too. I can make a 10-minute video of like here
I can
are
make a
how time
1-minute
zones.
video.
Here are how time zones work. Well, you gotta do the 10 minutes, Greg. That's how you get the Google ad money. Here are how time zones work. Also, you cannot switch your region to Australia or Japan. We're all getting it at the same time. Like there is no
No need to go through all of that.
It's fine. I will also say the DLC isn't going anywhere. There is another DLC coming. So for me, I don't need to get in ASAP. This is going to be my life until the next DLC. So I got no rush. Unless you tell me they fixed the frame rate,
Then
I don't need to be
I'm
there.
in a rush.
If they fix the frame rate, I will be there as soon as possible. Please sign me up. They haven't said anything else about the DLC though, besides the very vague. We're just making up times. Social media seems to be doing countdown stuff, which is cool. But yeah, nothing else really. I don't know, I'm excited.
As
I am
excited as we can be.
Yeah. I mean, I had sort of forgotten because, like, the last between Dragon Con, getting home, doing a bunch of interviews, I lost all track of time. And then I was looking at something and it's like, the DLC is this week. I'm like, are we already in September? How did I get to
That
September?
we are.
No, it feels like October because of how early they've just pushed up Halloween stuff.
I'm okay with that. The Halloween stuff is all over. It's great.
I went to Target and the Halloween section is not yet up.
Wait, which one did you go to? Because I was there yesterday and they
Northeast.
definitely had mine up.
No, they didn't have. They were still packing up. I mean, again, the Northeast one is where all the college students go, so they still had all the school supply section up.
Oh.
Which has to be taken down for the Halloween stuff. I was expecting that to already be done. I'm like, oh yeah, well, school just technically started because usually the U starts after Labor Day. But they did have some cute new Halloween plates that I almost bought, but I didn't because I don't have a job.
Not to circle back to the Ash goodbye thing, but the Pokemon Company in the U.S. has advertised their Halloween collection in September better than Ash retiring. I just want to say that. Like, this is why I think it's Halloween, because every time I go to PokemonCenter.com or every time I log into Twitter, they're showing off some spooky thing that's happening.
Are you going to buy the new...
That's no discredit to the Halloween stuff. It looks cool. I'm just saying.
Are you going to buy the new cheap resin statues?
No, I've not fallen for the resin thing.
I will say, I am very tempted by the Mimikyu Spooky Celebration ceramic treat bowl because it's really cute.
I have one of those, I think, if I'm looking at the same thing. Because there's a Snorlax one this year. I have a Gengar one. It's really, really nice.
The pumpkin?
Oh, wait, no. I have the pumpkin. I don't have a treat bowl.
I do also like the Trevenant Forest Kurt's wall art. I think that's really, really cute. There's a Spinda statue, a garden statue for Halloween, which the only way you can tell it's Halloween is because there's two pieces of candy at its feet, which is like, that's lazy.
They've done garden statues before. I think I have a Maractus one that I ordered when they did like a garden statues for the garden, actually, not for the Halloween. And they're big, but they're not. I don't feel like they're big enough to put in your yard and you could see from the road.
But
maybe
it is mostly just for you.
Yeah.
But also when you say garden, I mean, maybe that's your backyard garden. I wouldn't put it out at my yard because there's no way that's not getting stolen, right? Right?
Depends on where. I'm sure that some of these are made to just go in plant pots or something. Just go up right next to a good flower you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for this specifically, would be fun for kids to see coming up for trick-or-treating.
Some of the Halloween, like, art made into t-shirts is very tempting. Like, I really do like the Trevenant's Curse hoodless sweatshirt one with the Trevenant, with the, not the Trevenant, what's the pre-Evo called? Which Phantom. On the front, I think that's really cute. The only problem is that's, I know how thick and vinyl-y that paint is on the back of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, you know that is thick and crispy, and it's going to take a while for that to sort of crack. But it's cute. I mean, again, I don't know if I would pay $60 for it, but...
Wait, but the t-shirt's only $25.
Yeah, the long sleeve sweatshirts, because it's
Okay.
folly. It's folly
Yeah.
is 60. Which is what I would do, because I have plenty of t-shirts and I don't have enough long sleeve shirts.
I actually liked the shirts without the thing on the back. I kind of just liked the black embroidered Pokemon on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I like turned it over and I was like, oh, never mind. I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't want that on my back. It reminded me of like wrestling shirts. Like most wrestling shirts are so terribly designed, and sometimes they'll get the front right and you're like, wow, that's like a decent wrestling shirt. And then you like turn it around and you're like, oh, nope, never
Ruins
mind.
the
You like
whole
ruin
thing.
the back.
Yeah.
The whole back has something I didn't ask for.
You just got to wear a backpack with it all the time.
All the time. Permanent backpack.
All right, like I said, I will be streaming the DLC come on Wednesday, although if it does come out somewhat Tuesday night, I don't know. I'll probably just like not play it and just wait till Wednesday. So, you know, there's always that tough balance with streaming because people want to see you stream, but also people don't want to be spoiled. So that's why I always like, hey, if it comes out at midnight, I'll just start the next day. That way you guys can do your thing at midnight, experience it, and then you don't have to worry about like me taking away that first couple moments of whatever. I don't, who even knows? It's probably like, here's your new outfit that you're stuck with for the next 20 hours. And
You know what? If I get you change my outfit to not be in that dumb uniform anymore, I will be beyond happy.
you heard it here first. 10 out of 10 from Greg. No more
But
school
look,
uniform.
It's never moving above a 0 unless they make one addition. So
So yeah, we'll be streaming on Wednesday, and then for the rest of the week for the DLC. There should be, if this podcast is going up on Monday, which why wouldn't it not go up on Monday? There should be a YouTube video of my Yokohama haul from Japan. But on top of that, I will be doing a giveaway of some of that stuff because the Pokemon Company gave me a bunch of stuff to give away to you guys. So there should be a brand new giveaway for the next week or so that you'll be able to enter for stuff from Yokohama. So just keep an eye out for that. It should be in the YouTube video of like what it actually is, obviously, because I'll be showing you everything and then be like, this part is for you guys. But obviously that'll be on like Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. So look out for a giveaway coming this week. DLC on Wednesday. There's probably a million other things I'm forgetting. It's been a long week.
Mr.
So-
Mime and Mime Jr. and Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah,
Nobody
get your Mr.
cares.
Mime. I care, Greg. I don't. I can't say I love Mr. Mime. I like Mime Jr. more than Mr. Mime.
I mean, come to me when it's Mr. Rhyme.
Now we're talking. All right. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Greg. We will see you guys next week. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
Super effective.
Super headed to Kitakami. See y'all there.